UPS delivered something yesterday. Actually, it was last night. Got the 2 motor mounts and the transmission mount. Got these from Bronco Graveyard. Part number for the motor mount, or part number for the transmission mount, and part number for motor mounts. Haven't taken them out of the box yet, just opened them up, but and of course the heater is going to turn on. So I just got these out of the box. Look decent enough. I'm not sure what brand these are, but Bronco Graveyard usually has pretty good stuff. Marmon Ride Control, I guess. But at least on these, the rubber isn't all split and torn up. Never done motor mounts on one of these trucks. I don't think it's going to be too difficult. Going to get a jack, block of wood, undo the motor mounts, jack the engine up, get the new motor mounts and transmission mount in, and then we'll see where we're at. Only problem I'm encountering right now, though, cylinder number 5. Darn thing is back down to 120 psi. Gonna get another can of SeaFoam here in just a little bit. Soak that, see if we can't break that piston ring loose, if that is in fact what's going on, which it seems to be. And then once I get the motor mounts in, hopefully she'll sit there and idle smoother and not have that vibration. But not sure I'm gonna get that done today. May have to let that soak for a day or two. And once again, I'm gonna be under the truck. Not sure what I can show under there. I may try to show some stuff. Don't really have any good lighting for under the truck except flashlight. I think I need to invest in some lights for doing this kind of thing, but also just getting the camera under there and set up where 1, it's not in the way, 2, I can see what I'm doing. It just doesn't work very good. But I will try to describe and show what I'm doing the best I can. So I have the motor mounts loose, the ones that hold the bracket on anyway. They're 14 millimeter. The big bolt right here, the nut on that is an 18 millimeter. These are the 2 that fit in these holes. These are 16 millimeter. Weren't too bad to get out, really. The back 2, they're going to be a piece of cake to get out. The front 2, you have to get a couple of extensions. I'll show you what I'm using. This is what I'm using to get to the front 2 bolts. And you have to kind of weave your way up in there. The front one on the driver's side is right down. It's right down. You see where the oil filter is down there? And you see my light down there? The front bolt is just to the back of the oil filter. And you can get to that one from underneath pretty easily. The one on the passenger side, however, is a little more difficult, but still not too bad. It is, well, it's down there. You'll see it when you get under the truck. I'll take you under here if I can attempt to do this. That's the passenger side tire. I-beam right here. And if you look up, you'll see, I'm probably holding you every which way here. It's the elongated hole here. And right up through that hole, I think you can see it, that's where the front bolt is. And as you can see, I also have it up on jack stands just to give myself a little more room under this low-sitting four-wheel drive truck. Really not too difficult to get to, and they didn't come out too hard. So now I'm gonna get the jack and a piece of wood under the engine, support that, get the rear two bolts out of the mounts, and get these big 18mm nuts off, which those shouldn't come off too hard because I did turn them not too long ago. I cranked them down a little bit. Didn't seem to help anything, but they have moved, so should come off without too much trouble. Also need to get under the truck and take the nuts off of the transmission mount. And being that I just had that off when I took the transmission out, that shouldn't be too hard either. Any words of wisdom? No? So I've got all the bolts and these nuts and everything off of the motor mounts, transmission mount, got them in order here. Transmission, the rear two bolts, these big nuts that go on here, 18mm, and then the front two. Put them all back in the same holes. Now, need to loosen up, I believe I need to loosen up the fan shroud, or else the fan's gonna hit it when I go to lift the engine. And lifting the engine, I have a piece of wood on the jack. It's under the oil pan. Doesn't seem like the greatest idea to me, but I don't know where else to jack it at. And from what I have seen, that's how you do it. Oil pan needs replaced anyway, but hopefully we won't damage it. So we'll just loosen up these two top bolts here, which are 8mm. Jesse, what are you doing over there? All right, we got these bolts out. Now we'll see if we can pick the engine up a little bit. So we're going to slowly pick the engine up a little, just like that. I'm going to go under and check everything, make sure it's okay, and get this up as high as I need it to get those motor mounts out. Jesse, what do you have? You can't eat my funnels. Bad dog. So I've got the passenger side motor mount out, and you can probably see this is not in good shape. In fact, I could probably pull this apart. Really bad. Actually, a lot worse than I thought it was. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it is not good. Rubber is all pulled apart, just pretty much non-existent there. Now when you're doing this, you'll get under the truck and you'll have the engine jacked up. I have a block of wood on a jack, and then once I got it up, I put another block of wood across the engine cradle mount, and you'll see. And I put another block of wood between that and the front of the oil pan, just in case, say, the jack was to blow a seal or something and come down. You don't want your hand getting smushed. So now I'm going to get back under the truck and get the driver's side out. It doesn't look like it's in too bad a shape, but we'll see. And I got the driver's side mount out. It's not in too bad a shape. It looks like it's just starting to come apart right there, but seems pretty solid. This one, on the other hand, yeah, not. So I'm going to slip these in there, get the transmission mount out, put the new mount in, and get everything bolted up, and hopefully my SeaFoam shows up here pretty soon. Let that cylinder soak a little while, see if we can get some compression back. I don't know if I'm going to get that done in this video. Again, we'll see how things go. So I just got the transmission mount out, and it's not looking too bad. It's pretty solid. Rubber's starting to come apart a little bit here on the edge, and also it's cracking in there, but it seems like it's pretty intact. But I got it out, so I'm going to stick the new one in, then tighten everything up. I don't have anything tight yet. The engine is lowered all the way down in the frame. Still have to put those two 18mm nuts on. Get this in, which these are the bolts that go through there, into the transmission, and then these stick through the cross member with these nuts on them. Not real complicated, just a little time consuming. Almost done. Next day, well, we got everything done and I soaked number 5 cylinder with SeaFoam last night. And the compression went from, it was about 120 and it went up to about 155, 160 right in there. And then it went back down to 120. So I just took it out and I've been driving it around. And the vibration that I felt going down the road is gone. That doesn't exist anymore. But number 5 cylinder is still, I don't know what's going on with that. It's either it's low on compression and then it's pretty much okay. So I don't know if there is a ring sticking or what. May do some more SeaFoam. I'm gonna have to get the oil changed here pretty soon. I don't know how much of that SeaFoam is actually down in the crankcase, which they say you can do as well, but it's like 1 ounce per quart of oil, and I probably already have more than that in there. But it seems to be better. It doesn't vibrate like it did. And driving down the road, I don't think you'd notice anything is amiss, no pun intended. So I'm gonna let the truck cool down. I'm gonna check the compression again. May go get some more SeaFoam, let it soak for a day or 2, and I'm gonna drive it for a few days pretty regular and see if things don't get better. Which they aren't really bad. It does drive better, the shaky as you take off or even going down the road. The business where I thought it was a torque converter, that's gone. It doesn't vibrate at all. So hopefully things will keep improving and then we can start having some fun with this truck. So things are getting better, still not exactly where they should be, not where I had hoped they would be at the end of this video, but in a couple days, who knows. So give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.